anything to complain about, which is a good thing, I guess, right? More like a diary today, just food for thought for myself. So when we enrolled our kids in school, they gave us this calendar of the school year of scheduled days off, scheduled snow days off, and other such events going on in the school year. And based on reading the calendar, we were under the impression our daughter's school was actually year-round, that they only had a month off between the end of the school year and the beginning of the school year. And then 2 weeks for spring break. Apparently that's not the case. So I was talking with my son's teacher. He's in pre-K early intervention. That guy right there. I was talking with his teacher, asking if there was like a summer program for him, so he would still be in the structure of school. So for the month they had off is what I referred to. She gave me a funny look and was like, they get out at the end of May and don't come back until the first week of August. And I was like, so I talked to her about the calendar and she helped me understand it and everything. So what it is okay, so normal kids get 2 weeks off, and so he got 2 weeks off for spring break. And when he first came back to school on Monday, he wasn't really wanting to do it. He had already been broken from the routine of school. Well, these past 2 days have been a lot easier on him. He's excited to go to school. He's getting into the routine. He's happy when I'm there to pick him up in the morning, or 3 hours later, I guess. But I was hoping that they had program over the summer while he was out, so he could stay in the structure. The way she explained it to me is they have what's called the accelerated program. See, my daughter, she only had 1 week spring break. My son had 2 weeks spring break, and they both go to the same school. She was in what's called the accelerated program, which I thought was what it sounds like, Well, it's for kids who are struggling, trying to keep them up, get them caught up so that they're prepared for the next grade level. So if you're behind, you only get 1 week spring break, and they call it accelerated. I don't really know why they call it accelerated. For me, that makes me think like an advanced student, but whatever. So this is how the accelerated program works over the summer break. So they get out at the end of May, just like most schools. She'll get, I think, a week off, and then she'll go to school for 2 weeks. So the middle 2 weeks of June, she'll go to school, and then she'll take, I think, 2 weeks off the last week of June and the first week of July. And then she'll get 2 weeks in July, and then a week, and then the last week of July, and then the first week of August off, and then they start school. And they call that the accelerated program, and it's invite only. Kind of makes some kids feel left out, I guess, huh? I don't know. So, I don't know if my daughter's going to be in the accelerated program over the summer. We haven't been invited yet. And Carter can't get an invite. He's in pre-K going into K. He's in an early intervention class going into kindergarten. His early intervention class is mixed up with the pre-K and preschool students. And he'll go into kindergarten next year, but he'll spend half of his kindergarten days with the kindergarten class and then the other half with the preschool kids. And so because he's in pre-K going into kindergarten, he doesn't qualify for the accelerated program. So he won't get an invite for the summer classes. And he won't be eligible to get an invite until he's going into first grade. The accelerated program is for first graders and up. So when he finishes kindergarten, he may get an invite to the accelerated program, which will give him summer classes to keep him occupied and keep him structured. And his sister, like I said, we don't know if she's going to get an invite. She was invited to the spring break accelerated program, but she has tutoring classes on Tuesday afternoons, and they recently asked if they could extend her tutoring classes to Wednesdays. So now this poor child goes to school from 7:30 in the morning to 4:30 in the afternoon. 9-hour school day. I don't know how I'd handle that one, but for 2 days a week. And the way it was explained to me, they added the extra day for the rest of the school year in hopes that she won't need the accelerated program over the summer. I guess that's a good thing. I have kind of mixed feelings about it. I was kind of looking forward. I was kind of hoping she would get to go to the accelerated program over the summer. I thought it might be helpful for her, you know? Since she missed so much schooling, I kind of was hoping that she'd get caught up, but it feels like they're not trying to get her caught back up to the grade she's supposed to be. It feels like they're just trying to keep her caught up with the grade they assigned her. So here's the thing with my daughter. She went to kindergarten on time, the year she was supposed to start kindergarten. A couple weeks in, they were pushing to kick her out, so we withdrew her. We felt like that the administration was bullying her and picking on her, so we withdrew her. And we did the homeschool thing, and then we were talked into re-enrolling her at a different school at the beginning of the second semester. So she missed the whole first semester, and we were homeschooling her. And then the second semester of kindergarten, we enrolled her, and she went just fine. She had some behavioral issues and everything, and the administration, they gave her good marks in most things. They said she earned enough to move on to first grade. However, they were going to keep her back because of behavioral issues, is how they put it. They basically said they were going to keep her in kindergarten because she wasn't mentally prepared for it. And I made a comment along the lines of, so she's smart enough to move on, just barely academically prepared to move on to first grade, but you want to keep her behind because you don't think she's mentally ready for it. And they said, yeah. I go, or is it because you didn't get paid for her? And the principal said yes, because she wasn't enrolled in enough of the semester, enough of the school year. The school didn't get credit for her financially. So they held my daughter back because they didn't get paid for her. Her first week of school, she had an outburst. Sitting here having to do kindergarten work all over again, she had an outburst, and they basically kicked her out and transferred her to another school for children with behavioral issues, is how they phrased it to us. She went there for a semester. So here it is. The first semester of her second school year, which she should be in first grade, was repeating second grade. At the end of the semester is when we moved up to the mountain. And they weren't teaching academics. So this whole semester she was going, her behavioral issues weren't improving, and she was not being taught any academics. So we moved up to the mountains, and we decided, well, I'm not putting her back in public school. This is ridiculous. So we did the homeschool thing from January to January. So the second semester of what should be her first grade year, we did homeschooling. And the first semester of what should be her second grade year, we did homeschooling. And we thought she was doing really well. We were doing the homeschool workbooks and everything. And we decided to enroll her into school. She really wanted to go to school. She wanted to make friends. So we decided to enroll her in school. They put her in first grade. She should be in second grade. They put her in first grade. Yes, they tested her before they put her in there, but they put her in first grade, and I wasn't too happy with it. She's twice the size of all the kids in her class. She's older than all the kids in her class, and they act like she's where she should be based on her age, and she's not. She's going to turn 8 years old at the beginning of this new school year, which all the other kids at 8 years old are third graders. So she should be going into third grade. She should be finishing second grade this year. Right now, she should be finishing second grade. Just like her best friend down in the valley. She should be finishing second grade this year. But instead, she's finishing first grade, and she's going on to going to be starting second grade. So she's now a full grade behind. And part of that is because of the schools down in the valley. The other part's because I guess we didn't do a good enough job homeschooling her. So I was looking forward to her being in the accelerated program because my goal is to get her caught back up with the grade she should be. The school's goal is to just keep her where she is, apparently. That's my impression. That's how I feel about it. I don't know. Like I said, this really wasn't a rant. I didn't really have anything to complain about. I still don't. My daughter's doing great in school. My son's doing great in school. I'm looking forward to the next school year. I just wish that my daughter could get caught back up and be in third grade at the beginning of the school year, you know, instead of being a grade behind. I feel bad that she's going to start her senior year turning 19 instead of 18. Sorry guys, I just needed to talk for a little while. Like, share, subscribe, peace out. Sorry for the long video.